Hello, my name is Juanita. I would like to teach second grade someday, so I chose 3 content standards from second grade. My first standard is Standard 2.1.2. Compare and contrast their daily lives with those of their parents, grandparents, and/or guardians. If we go back and take a look at the class demographics, we can see that we have 4 students that have divorced parents, and then 4 that have single parents. This is important to take into consideration that these students may not have a good look at their parents' lives if they were going back and forth from one parent to another, such as like from the dad or to the mom. And then with the single parents, there's a chance that the student spends more time in a daycare or some kind of after-school program if their parents work a lot and they can't be with them. I found this website called Kids Health, and it has to do with living with a parent that's living with a single parent. So there's single parents and work, and then time troubles, and it kind of just explains to children what it's like and how they're not alone and what to take into consideration, and also gives them ideas of how they could speak to their parents to help with any problems that they're having. Now, for my second standard, I chose Standard 2.2.3. Locate on a map where their ancestors lived, telling when the family moved to the local community and how and why they made the trip. So, for this standard, it has the same basic issue as the first. In my class, there's a student who has a foster parent. So, this can be really a sensitive subject to them, even though they're young. Like, they might not have any knowledge of their ancestry. So having them do the standard is not really just, and there should be a way to change it so that one student won't be left out. Now, for my last standard, I chose Standard 2.4. Students understand basic economic concepts and their individual roles in economy, and demonstrate basic economic reasoning skills. For this standard, we have the issue of each student's social class. As you can see here, more than half of the class is lower working class, and then there's 4 middle and 4 upper class. So their understanding of economic matters are going to be very different because of their social class. All of them could see it differently. Like, the lower class might not have as good economy because their parents are struggling, while the middle and upper class won't struggle as much. So all 3 standards could use some tweaking to be inclusive of all students in the class. Maybe even remove, possibly. Now, for my last slide, I put my challenges and questions. So one challenge I had was which standards don't really adhere to UDL, CSP, and SJE. It was a little bit hard to go through all of them and see, well, which ones could use some tweaking, which ones are actually inclusive. And then one question that I had was, how can they be changed? So for the 3 that I chose, what can be done to change them? And those are really all I had. Thank you.